What's going on, everyone? Thank you for watching another episode of Insightful Principles. Within today's video, I want to talk about the top 3 books that you need to read as an entrepreneur. And the first book is How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie. It's such a great book. It really talks about how to react and deal with people's emotions, their behaviors, how they think. And when you're doing business as an entrepreneur, it's very important to understand how to communicate with people and how to add value. So many concepts throughout the book is genuinely being interested in the other person that you're talking to. The reason why this is so important is because people love talking about themselves. You have to stay curious. You have to ask a lot of open-ended questions. And when you're doing business with people, people will want to work with people that actually have an interest in them. They are asking questions about a problem that they're going through, and you're providing the solution when it comes to solving that problem. And I think that reciprocation is a principle when it comes to human traits and just the innate behavior of how we are as humans. And when you can reciprocate the same energy of showing that you care about someone, that you want to learn about them, understand what their pain points are, this will allow you to build business and be able to see more clients over time. Now, the next concept that's very important in this book is being an active listener. You have to be an active listener when you're doing business with other people. You want to take time to listen carefully when you're asking those open-ended questions. And then you want to formulate at the end of your pitch, or you're presenting your idea or your product or service, and you want to tie that benefit towards their problem or towards what their pain point was by listening carefully of the questions that they respond to. And I think that as an entrepreneur, oftentimes we listen to respond, but we need to also understand that we need to listen to understand, and we need to listen to see what's driving this person, what's motivating this person to want to meet with me or want to learn more about how they can be better in marketing, or be better with their finances, be better with just personal development. Whatever you're selling as a product or service, you want to make sure that you are listening carefully and you're having those active listening skills. Now, the next important thing is you want to arouse in other people an eager want. You want to find a way to decide what they're going through, and showing how the benefit of them working with you is worthwhile of their time. Because in sales and business, we have an agenda. We have something in our mind that we're trying to sell, but at the same time, the person that we're working across from, they have something that they're going through. And if you can find what that problem is and then tie both what you want and also what the other person wants that you're selling your product or service to, it can really allow you to be able to build your business and understand people a lot more better, of connecting the dots and connecting the benefit of them wanting to work with you over the long term. And I think ultimately you have to look through the lens of what the client wants. Oftentimes we look at what we want in a transaction, but when you're doing purposeful work, you really want to see, how can I help this person? How can I make their lives better? And when you do that, the sky is more than the limit. It's really, there's no limits on your potential of what you can accomplish. Now, the next book that I highly recommend all entrepreneurs to read is called Quirky. This is such a great book, and I actually had to get the physical copy because I remember reading this book in graduate school, and it talks about the remarkable story of the traits, the foibles, and the genius of breakthrough innovators of who changed the world. So the author is actually Schilling, and what she is doing in this book is she's breaking down the lives of 8 innovators throughout our time. She just decided to pick, a specific amount of group of people, but those listed were Albert Einstein, Elon Musk, Nikola Tesla, Steve Jobs, Benjamin Franklin, Thomas Edison, and Marie Curie. And breaking down in this book is she's identifying the traits of great innovators, of inventors, and she's really looking at what their process was like when they were actually attempting to pursue their ideas when it came to changing the world. And one of the biggest traits that these innovators in the book had is they were very obsessive with their craft. And she even mentioned that oftentimes they would sleep very little. They would isolate themselves from other people because they just were so focused on being able to pursue their dream, to pursue their goal, and they would do it at all costs. And I definitely think, take it with a grain of salt. I definitely think when people say entrepreneurs don't sleep, sleep is very important. You need to have proper sleep so you can perform at a high level, so you can be able to be as productive as you can be with your craft. But I definitely think these traits is really opens up your eyes to understand that these people definitely made sacrifices, and I think that's the bigger point of emphasis, is that they made those sacrifices necessary to be able to get to the next level. And what she is also highlighting in this book when it comes to these sacrifices is this is what allows innovators to have a flow state where they get satisfaction out of their work and they're willing to make those sacrifices when it comes to sleep, when it comes to spending time around other people or going out to a party to be able to get to where they want to go in life. And another interesting trait is that these innovators had an exceptional working memory, and they had the ability to hold many different concepts in their mind over a long period of time. And what this allowed them to do is to be able to search for longer paths, to create associations with new ideas within their mind. So I thought that was amazing that, these innovators are finding creative ways to use their mind strategically, and they can have a long-term memory of not forgetting things, and they're able to make those associations when it comes to their ideas. And then just one of the last concepts is that, these breakthrough innovators, they thought outside the box, and they continue to challenge the status quo. She talked about examples with Tesla, when Elon Musk decided to come out with the first electric car. People told him he was crazy. Same thing with him becoming the first civilian to send rockets out into space. When you think about his company with SpaceX, these people really are not worried about the noise and other people telling them that their idea can't happen. I think for all my entrepreneurs out there, that's how you have to approach your business. Don't let anyone tell you that you can't do something that can change the world, that can impact another person. Stay focused on your process, stay focused on your purpose, and the rest will align itself the way that God intended it to be. And the last book that I think is very important for many of my entrepreneurs out there is Rich Dad's Cashflow Quadrant. This is Robert Kiyosaki actually wrote this book. And the concept of this book is breaking down the 4 ways of how you can produce income. And then on the left side of the quadrant, you see here that you have employees and you have self-employed. With employees, you have a job. Most of the time, people don't have any leverage, and this is what a majority of the population, what they are and what they are doing. And you're simply exchanging your time for money. Now, when you're self-employed, in this situation, you're still trading your time for money, but you may own a job. So you may be a person that's a doctor, a lawyer, a dentist. You may have some type of practice where people have to actually physically go into your building to do business. So you own a job, but you don't have as much leverage because you're still exchanging time for money. And the right side of the quadrant is where we all want to be. You want to be a business owner and you want to be an investor. And when it comes to being a business owner, you own a system, you own a process, you have other people that are working for you, you have standing operating procedures, you have key performance indicators, which these are processes that you want to implement in your business. This is simply the principles or the foundations of what helps people understand how to do their roles and how to facilitate in your business and your line of work and what you are providing to the community with your product or service. This podcast has also been sponsored by Ledger, the largest crypto hardware wallet in the industry. They're trusted by over 2 million users. And the purpose of having a hardware wallet is to protect yourself against exchanges, freezing your crypto assets. You look at Celsius, you look at Voyager, actually freezing the withdrawals and also any type of trading on their platforms. When you have a hardware wallet, it does remove you from this particular risk. Also with Ledger, they just recently released their Nano S Plus, which is giving people the opportunity to use Web3, to be able to take advantage of DeFi and using NFTs on their hardware wallet. But if you go in the show notes, I'll have all of my information so you can be able to take advantage of the different offerings that they have. And Ledger is the best in class when it comes to safely securing your crypto assets. And then lastly, you want to be an investor. These are the people that have investments working for them. And, not much of the population is within this quadrant. It's mostly on the left side, but you do have many people on the right side that are starting to become more cognizant of, okay, I have to be a business owner, I have to be an investor. And on the right side of the quadrant, you are producing what's called passive income, where your money works for you, you don't have to be present, whereas the left side of the quadrant is active income. You actually have to be present to be able to produce income. So I thank you all so much for watching this video. I hope this was informative, and definitely check out those 3 books. I'll put the authors and also the titles in the show notes. And if you all can like, subscribe, and share this video, don't forget to hit that notification bell below the screen so you can be notified each week when I drop content. And I thank you all so much for listening, and take care.